So you said he was willing to pre-finance, but the facts we have is that you had already paid in full the entire amount of 3,421,000.
Not at once.
But that's what we have on the system audit.
No, it was not paid at once.
How was it paid?
It was paid by installment.
How many installments?
I could not remember the installment.
2 installments?
No, even more than 3 installments.
More than 3 installments?
Yes.
Would you have records of that?
I may not be in a position to have records of that.
Now, on page 65,
yes,
an important finding we will see on page 65 of the system audit,
yes,
is the issue of withholding tax.
yes.
Now, how are you dealing with the issues of withholding tax?
Well, we are not asking the contractors to pay.
What is withholding tax?
This is tax that is 10% of whatever amount is agreed as per the contract. 10% of that amount should be paid back to GRA.
So whenever you are to award any contract to any contractor, you must withhold tax.
Yes.
So whose responsibility is that?
It's our responsibility to inform the contractors that they should pay the withholding tax.
So you are to withhold 10% of the payment?
Yes.
You don't inform just mere information. I think you are supposed to, again, you can correct me if I am wrong, but you should withhold the amount that is supposed to be paid as tax to GRA.
Yes.
When did you know this?
I know that withholding tax should be paid.
When? When did you have the knowledge that withholding tax should be paid? As CEO, was this throughout in your knowledge?
Yes, I know that withholding tax should be paid.
And
but,
the people, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, but I never asked the contractors.
I know.
Yes,
I'm just saying.
Yes.
You had known this all along,
yes,
as CEO.
Yes.
When you were employed, you know.
Yes.
You knew that you were supposed to withhold tax as council, yes, if you were to award any contract to any company.
Yes.
But you did not do this.
I did not do it.
What is the reason?
Well, most of these contracts that we give, we did not pay them.
Please speak loud.
We did not pay them at once. We pay them by installments.
It does not matter.
Yes.
The mode of payment would have to factor in the tax that they are supposed to pay. So you had paid the Green Vision. You had paid millions of dollars to contractors to construct bridges and so on and so forth. So, but you never withheld tax.
Yes.
So I want to understand why, when you knew at the time that you were supposed to do it, but you failed to do it, it would be different when you had no idea about withholding tax. It probably may be different.
Yes.
So why was it not done?
This was a very serious lapse on my side.
So the amount of $3.4 million, there would have been 10% of tax.
Yes.
Is that not the case?
Yes.
That would be close to about $400,000.
Exactly, about 300.
Close to $400,000.
Close to 400,000. Yes.
That you have denied the tax institution for the benefit of the country.
Yes.
And it's not only once, but throughout all the contracts you have awarded during your time as CEO.
Yes.
That will be since 2019.
Yes.
And if contract after contract, you would not still withhold tax. Is that what you decide as a committee that was awarding these contracts?
No. The issue of withholding tax was never discussed at our meetings.
So it was never something of importance?
It's very important.
So why was it not? Why was it not executed? Why did you not execute your function in relation to trying to set aside monies that you're supposed to pay to GRA?
Yeah, I said it was a lapse on my side, and I agree that I was at fault for not being able to withhold 10% of whatever contract
So you see that not only did you not withhold tax,
Yes.
but you also wouldn't mind if the contractors are registered or not as well. And so they are awarded contracts without pre-qualification and registration, without following due process in accordance with GPPA, and total disregard of the amounts of money that they are supposed to pay to GRA. That's where we are paid salaries. Is that not the case?
Yes.
Monies that this country will make from tax.
Yes.
And so why would you not make sure that it is of paramount importance that you make sure that the companies will pay tax to GRA?
Yes, they should have paid. We should have advised them to pay. We hold their 10%.
On page 68.
Yes.
You may turn to page 68, please. By the way, which year was the 7 bowl contract with Charika Camara?
2020.
2020.
Yes.
And your response was that henceforth the management will put into consideration when issuing contracts and ensure that all contractors pay the withholding tax as required by law. Is that what your response was?
Yes.
But in 2022 as well, you were awarding contracts. Did you not award contracts?
Yes, this came
In
part of the system audit. They noticed that we have not paid the withholding tax.
but
So
the
this
2019 report as well had highlighted you didn't withhold tax as well.
I don't think auditors have brought that to our knowledge.
You don't? Please speak
I don't
louder.
think the auditors, they have brought that to our knowledge in 2019.
You don't think so?
I'm not sure, but
Did you have the audit report?
no, I didn't have it.
Okay, we will come to that. I will
Okay.
show you.
Okay.
Now, 68, furnishing the residence of the finance director in
Yes.
2021. What can you tell us about that?
Yes. When the new finance director was appointed,
What is the name?
Mr. Lamin Suso.
Lamin Suso.
Yes.
Proceed.
Yes. So it came at a time when the resident of the then finance director was in a very, very bad condition, to an extent that what we decided is to lease it out, and whoever is going to lease it out the funds will also be used to build quarters at my residence.
Did you end up leasing it out?
We have tried partners to lease it out. So when that was on and we agreed that we are going to lease it out, then when the new director came, we decided to hire.
Please speak loud.
We decided to hire a compound for him.
You decided to?
Hire a compound for him. Yes.
So who is we? Who
The management.
and who is management?
Myself, chairman, Yaya Sise.
Yourself, chairman, and the three of you made the decision. Would that be a correct procedure of making decisions
No.
on behalf of council?
No.
What would have been the most appropriate?
Everything should
Wait.
have gone through the procurement officer. The
To the
SP,
procurement officer,
Jaune, Mohammed Jaune.
Mohammed Jaune.
Everything he should have spearheaded this activity, this particular activity, and it should be taken to the contract committee.
There was no contracts committee, no issue
No.
taken to the general council.
No.
Just the three of you decided that you will have to commit council's funds and then to go and rent a place for the finance director.
Yes.
How much was it a year?
A year is 55,000.
A year.
Yes.
Would that not be 6 months?
Yes, 55,000, 110
110 for the year.
for the year. Yes.
And was it an apartment or a full compound?
It's a full compound
In Basse.
in Basse. Yes.
Is that not on the high side?
Yes, because the owner of the compound, he used to hire it to companies.
To companies.
So when we also approach him, he
Your
said-
voice is low.
when we also approach him, he said he's going to hire it to to us for the same amount.
Now, when you hired when you rented the place for a year,
yes.
When was this, 2021?
Yes, 2021, yes.
How was the place? Was it furnished or unfurnished?
No, the place was not furnished.
Unfurnished?
Yes.
And so you had to buy some furniture.
We have to buy
furniture to actually stock up the place.
It has only the fans, ceiling fans. But,
ceiling fans.
There was no AC and there was no furniture. But you have the toilets and the showers and all in good condition, yes.
So you, in February, you had to spend $5,000 to kind of refurbish the place?
Yes.
And then $15,000 for air cool?
Yes.
Where did you buy this air conditioner?
This air conditioner, I think we bought it from Combo here.
Why is your voice low today? And then $14,000 is for mattress.
Yeah, this is not one mattress.
It's not?
It's not only one mattress because the mattresses are for the Director of Finance and the 3 internship, 2 ladies and 1 gentleman.
So $17,000 for bed and a mirror.
Yes.
$2,000 for center table.
Yes.
$3,500 for protective frame for Director of Finance.
Yes.
$91,000 is $500 for Ayub furniture.
Yes.
To buy furniture.
Yeah, I make that correction in the management response.
Yes. Yes.
The 91,000 cost of furniture
was for the chairman.
Exactly, was for the chairman's office and the Director's of Finance office.
What did you buy? What kind of furniture was that?
Office furniture and office tables.
Office furniture?
Desks. Yes, office
What
furniture.
does the office furniture entail? Is it the desk?
The desks and a set of chairs.
The chairs?
Yes.
Do you have, okay, before that, $45,000 is for the rent for 6 months.
Yes.
But that will be less than what you had already said. How much? Anyways, why did you buy all these things without following due process, passing it through the contracts committee and then the procurement officer?
Yeah, we should have gone through the procurement process.
So when we said that the contracts committee really was not functional, it was just few people who were deciding how to commit the council's funds. That would be true?
A true statement, yes.
That would be you, the chairman, the finance director.
Yes.
And sometimes CITB?
CITB. Yes.
So again, down on page 67, you have the retrospective procurements approval by GPPA. It states that any proposed contract for procurement with a value of $1 million and above shall be submitted by the chairperson of the concerned contracts committee to the authority for its approval, along with the complete contract file and a recommended course of action in the format prescribed by the authority. That the said contract include delegated management contracts. So the documents to be presented with the application of approval shall include a procurement and contracts file, including requisition, specification, bidding documents, records of pre-bid meetings, records of site visits, records of bid opening, qualification assessment reports, originals of bids, evaluation reports, draft contracts, and the record of the procurement proceedings as may be appropriate for the request approval. And lastly, committee approvals. Now, there were contracts awarded.
Yes.
The observation is that during the review of procurement process for some projects,
yes,
we noted that the tendering processes for the undermentioned projects were initiated prior to GPA approval, though retrospective approval was later given by GPA, which is against its own regulations. Now you have the construction of Bayakunda Bridge. You have spent about $3,928,405.
Yes.
And it was completed, was it not?
Completed, yes.
But you never followed this process?
No, we didn't.
You never followed GPA process?
Yeah, we wrote to GPA, but
yes,
the reply was late. The first letter went with the letter I sent to NRA. So, but according to GPPA, they could not find our letter. So I have to write again. When I wrote, I quoted the other date. They said no, it has to be a fresh date because the first letter, they could not find it.
Was this subjected to bidding?
Yeah, it was subjected to bidding. Yes.
How would we know that?
Yeah, it was tendered for this for 3 bridges and Sarah Bojo.
How will we know when you already awarded the contract before the approval?
It was tendered under each of these contractors.
Did you not award the contract before the approval?
Yes.
Was that correct?
It was not correct.
You have the construction of Songkunda Bridge, $4,897,125.
Yes.
80 buttons.
Yes.
Again, you never had approval as at the time you were awarding the contract.
Yeah, when we are writing.
No, first the statement.
Yeah, it's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Please proceed with your statement.
Now I say when we are writing to GPPA, it was these 4 projects. So that include Sambalolo, Sarah Bojo.
The same with the Samalolo Bridge.
Yes.
And the Alunhare Footbridge.
Yes.
So no approvals given and you went ahead and awarded the contract. Who made the decision to proceed with the awarding of these contracts without waiting for the approval from GPA?
Well, while we are waiting for their approval, it seems to be late for us, and we decided to go ahead.
What do you mean it was late for you?
Huh?
What do you mean it was late for you?
Yeah, because of the back and forth that is what I have with them, that they don't see the letter, I have to write again.
Yes.
So
if they didn't see it, you write him, you make follow-ups.
We could not wait, and we decided to go ahead.
Why could you not wait? What was so urgent that you could not wait?
Yeah, because we just want to see this project.
I just want to know what was so urgent that you could not wait.
No, we only want to see these projects being implemented.
But these are not your projects as an individual.
Yes.
They are not your private property. They are not your private engagements.
I quite agree.
The funds are not yours as well.
Yes.
The place that you are supposed to construct a bridge is not for your own personal private use.
Yes.
So why would you be in a hurry to award contracts without following due process?
It was not correct.
I know.
Yes.
But who made the decision?
The management made the decision.
And who is the management?
Myself, chairman, director of finance, and engineer and planner.
And chairman was involved in all this decision making.
Yeah, because he's part of the management.
Yes.
Yes.
So that there was no need for contracts committee. There was no need for you to appoint a contracts committee who would specifically be tasked with these responsibilities, and they will follow due process. You, the chairman, was heavily involved, and yourself and the finance director, and Yaya TB Sise.
Yes.
In awarding contracts.
Yes.
Would that not be bringing in conflict of interest, the risk of misappropriation of funds, kickbacks here and there?
Yes,
we have seen the kickbacks happening with Green Vision. So because you had given them contracts before approval, perhaps that's the reason why they had to send $300,000 to the account of Ndaba Kurubali, which was later on deposited by Ndaba Kurubali in the account of the finance director when he claimed it was for pre-financing. Is that not the risk that the auditor had been highlighting throughout?
The auditor is right to highlight that there is a risk of all the possible risks that he has highlighted. There is a possibility, yes.
Not even possibility. Now we have seen it in actual, we have seen it in display, we have seen it happening. Not only was there a risk of all these things happening, the fraud happening, we have seen it happen firsthand. The example would be Green Vision.
Yeah, but according to Green Vision, they said it was not a kickback. So it was Suso who told us that it's a kickback.
No, but Suso is the one who received the money.
Yes.
But he admitted it was for kickback. And Green Vision had no cause to send the money.
Yes.
But they sent $300,000 perhaps because maybe they were under pressure or so. It was meant for, they said initially for, is it not boreholes? Boreholes were never dug.
Yes.
They never drilled.
They were never dug, yes.
So therefore the only conclusion it will be, it was for kickback. The money never went was never spent on council's activities.
Yes.
The council never benefited.
No, yes.
The people of Basse never benefited.
Yes.
One man benefited.
Correct.
Lyman Suso.
Yes.
In the name of pre-financing, that he had already given money to the area council, and therefore that $300,000 should be his personal funds. So all because you, as CEO, you failed to follow due process throughout.
You are right.
So you had opened the door for fraud to be the order of the day in Basse Area Council.
You are right. And I regret it.
I know. Thank you for the compliance. Anyways, on page 69,
Yes.
the issue of interference in procurement process.
Yes.
It was observed that during the review of procurement procedures and interview with the procurement officer, we had noted that there is interference in the procurement process by accounts department. In a letter written by the procurement officer to the chief executive officer, indicates that the finance director and the team interferes in procurement processes of the council by engaging in procurements outside the knowledge of the procurement committee. Was that correct?
That's correct.
And you have seen this letter?
I have seen the letter, yes.
There was even cause for the procurement officer to write to you.
Yeah, the procurement officer wrote to me, yes.
Yes, to complain of the interference that was happening
Yes.
from the finance team,
Yes.
the finance director.
Yes.
Did you yourself interfere with procurement?
I could not remember. I never interfere with his work.
But if you did not make sure certain things passes through procurement, in essence, you are also interfering with his job.
I quite agree with that.
So it was probably you and the finance director and his team. But why would that be the order of the day?
Yes.
Why should that be a norm or a practice in your area council, the institution you were managing? Why would you allow that?
Yeah, we should not have allowed it because most of the time I expect them to follow the due process. They go to the procurement unit.
That's okay. If you don't,
Yes.
if you expect them to follow due process,
Yes.
and they didn't follow due process, the file will automatically come to you.
Yes.
And therefore, unless they do some procurement behind your back,
Yes.
or without you knowing, which in effect you will come to know if you still follow the checks and balances. If you had bank reconciliations, if you've had the proper accounting documents or procedures being followed, the financial statements being drawn and shown to you, then you would have known certain activities were happening that you did not sanction.
I quite agree with you.
Yes, so you allowed the finance director for over 3 years plus, running the area council, being the de facto leader of the area council, and you just sit down there and do nothing.
Yes.
Now, so you would not achieve value for money. See why you had to, at some point, salaries were not paid. We had some revenue collectors who claimed that for about 3 months they weren't being paid salaries.
Yes. When I left there in July.
And they were still not paid salaries.
So when I was leaving, the June salary was not completed. So we paid the pensioners, expected to continue the payment.
How many months did you not pay salary?
Now, before I left, it was only June.
Only June.
I left in July, yes.
Yes, so, but they said for 3 months they were not paid salary. So when you left, still salary was not being paid.
Yes.
Because there were no funds.
Yeah, there were no funds, but
Now do you understand why there were no funds?
yes.
Why?
Because the funds that should be committed to pay salaries were not being remitted into the Basse Area Council's account. By the collectors and the finance department.
And the finance department.
Yes.
And who is responsible for that?
The finance director.
Who would you blame primarily for what was happening in Basse Area Council?
Myself.
Yourself, and it's not only you. It would not be fair just to say yourself alone.
Yeah, because if
the people that are primarily responsible.
The director of finance and his team.
And his team, and yourself.
Yes.
And who else?
Yeah, the General Council.
It may not be the entire General Council, but there are people calling the shots. There are people taking decisions, awarding contracts without following due process. And who are these people?
The chairman is the head of the General
Chairman
Council.
is there as well.
Yes.
Now on page 70,
Yes.
single source procurement amounting to $1,088,370. So the first one, there's a table. The first one is $112,350 is maintenance of vehicles.
Yes.
From Auto Works AA Trading.
Yes.
Did you see vouchers for this?
Yes, there are vouchers with the Director of Finance.
Were vouchers presented to you that you have gone through and you have audited?
For the Auto Works.
Yes.
Yes.
That's not correct.
Okay.
That would not be correct.
Okay.
No, but then you don't have to.
We have been taking my vehicle to Auto Works, and we have been taking chairman's vehicle to Auto Works.
Yes, but you will take these vehicles, pay, make all the necessary payments, and then the documents will follow after. Is that not what happens in your administration?
Yes.
$99,770 is stationery, next level stationery. Why would you single source this?
Because at that time, this particular stationery shop was the one having the materials that we need at that time.
No, Mr. Ture, we know
Yes.
that for stationery, you have 700 choices. You
Yes.
have 1 million places that you can buy stationery from.
Like for the
What I
issue-
mean is it's unlimited.
Yeah, for the issue of the
Do you agree it's unlimited?
No, it's unlimited. But
Even with the maintenance of vehicles, it's unlimited.
it's unlimited.
Yeah,
but-
it's not that you're going to find one person who can do this job.
Yes.
So will you single source this particular transactions?
Like for example, the issue of the ticket, the rollers
Yes.
for the machines, is only the next level stationery that deals with that.
It's only what?
It's only next level stationery that deals with the the tickets for the machines.
I want to know why you will choose single source for form of procurement.
Well, it is not proper, but I think we should also be equally advised by the SPU.
But you know,
Yes.
but you yourself know what would have been the most appropriate way.
We would have used the proper procurement method.
You spent $45,000 on construction of a market. The contractor was one Mamadou Salou Balde. Who is Mamadou Salou Balde?
Salou Balde is a contractor in Basse.
Yes, and
Yes.
then
Yeah, we give him the contract to complete the Basse Sandika market.
Babase Sandika market.
Yeah, the Sandika, yes.
Was he the only contractor?
No, he was not the only contractor.
Why did you have to give it to him?
The first contractor, he was not living up to expectation, so we have to terminate his contract.
Who was? Because you don't follow due process. You don't mind about the qualification of these contractors. That would not be your concern. So why will you not have failures?
Yeah, because the Sandika too was a ward project by Basse Ward Council. So they started with 25,000, then the council continued from there.
But what I'm saying is, why will you not have failures when you don't bother at all about the qualification of these contractors, their experiences?
Yeah, that is true.
So you are bound to have failures.
So,
$48,000 is on motorcycle procurement from one Amadou and Brothers. Who is Amadou and Brothers?
he's a businessman in Basse.
In Basse.
Yes.
Who identified him? How was he identified?
I think the procurement officer went on to check with this businessman and the type of motor bicycle that we need.
The procurement officer should have done a market survey. Do you know a market survey?
Yes.
What is a market survey?
You go around to check on different commodities and their prices.
Exactly. To know?
Yes.
To know what?
To know which one has the quality and it will therefore value for money.
Does it do that?
The procurement,
Yes.
for this instance, he went around and he came out with this particular businessman. That's why
Yes.
we finally went to procure this motor bicycle.
Finally went to?
Procure this motor bicycle.
There was no market surveys in Basel Council. You guys don't conduct market surveys. Everyone admits that it has also been captured by all in all the reviews. That market survey is a non-starter. Do we have to go through the review again?
It's okay.
Do you agree that market survey was you are never presented with any documentation in relation to what the prevailing prices are at the time?
There was no.
There was none.
Yes.
So that would be the norm in Basel.
Well, Jauna will go out, but there is no documentation.
What?
I said Jauna, the SPU, it will go out, but there is no
It will
documentation.
go out to identify who they will deal with. So they will have kickbacks. We know how it works.
Okay.
That's the whole idea of going out.
Okay.
To have kickbacks, to know who to deal with. Make your own invoices or so. Collect your own, make your own quotations and come and then decide who you will have to deal with. And so that you will not even go through any form of regulation in accordance with GPPA rules and regulations. You don't.
Yes.
114,000 payment of cost of material for cancelled various projects from one Idrissa Jallo. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Why would that be single source?
Because normally our these contracts for the Aluhal and the Sandika, we provide materials for the projects, and we only ask the contractors for the cost of their labor.
You only ask them what?
For the cost of their labor. So Idrissa, we deal with Idrissa to give us materials for these contracts.
You know, there was one Nuha Mane. Who's Nuha Mane?
Nuha Mane, I know, is the chief driver of Basse Area Council.
Did you give contracts to Nuha Mane in your time?
No, I couldn't remember giving any
You
contract.
couldn't remember. So now let me try to see whether I can help you recollect your thoughts.
Yes.
The payment of road rehabilitation, $150,000 paid to Nuha Mane.
No, the road rehabilitation that I know was not paid to Nuha Mane. Was
No, but everyone agrees that Nuha Mane was given $150,000. Even the finance director agrees to that.
yeah. This is why this Nuha Mane, I think we have to go further to find out who is this Nuha Mane and why this check was given to Nuha Mane.
So you did not know?
No, this the name Nuha Mane coming on this.
Why will you not know as a CEO?
No, I don't know, definitely.
That's my question. Why will you not know? You are the one to authorize payment. You should know who payments are being made to. You should know why they are being made to a certain individual or a company. You should know.
Yes, I should
So
know.
to come here and sit here and say that you don't know who Nuha Mane is, would really be some
Nuha Mane, I know that one is the chief driver. So,
yes, I had asked you
earlier,
yesterday, you said Nuha Mane is the chief driver.
is the chief driver, yes.
That's it.
Yes.
So why would you give contracts to Nuha Mane? Why would you award contracts, sign checks to rehabilitate roads? The Nuha Mane you know as a chief driver, is he an expert in road construction?
No, he's not.
So why?
I said there was road rehabilitation. This is why we have to go deep down to find who
There was what?
this Nuha Mane is, but not the chief driver.
You said there was what?
There was this chief driver is not the one who was given that contract.
It's not the one.
No.
The finance director said he's the one.
No. Nuha Mane was
Yes.
never given a contract.
Nuha Mane we have was given a contract.
Well,
But you don't even know how contracts are being. All these contracts are being given. Sometimes, yes, you're just there. You just take part in some of this. You just sign checks as well. You don't even know sometimes who checks are being signed because you will sign blank checks without a name. That seems to be your practice. You don't even know whether there was a rehabilitation done in any of the roads. Did you conduct a rehabilitation?
rehabilitation.
Which road was
done.
that?
It's called the High Level Road.
How much?
Basse High Level Road, leading to the Basse Sandika to the Basse Market.
How much?
I could not recall.
You couldn't recall?
Yes. But that one was done by, that was not Nuhamane. That I could not remember.
So who did that one?
One we started with Jaoel. He came to help us to give us gravel and remove our dump site, waste on the dump site. Then later we continue with Guide Global.
Now you have $92,000 purchased from Prime. It just says Prime, whether it's a company or a single business. It says purchase of Sharp AC for office use. You bought AC?
Yeah, ACs.
How many ACs? Air conditions?
4 ACs, 4 air conditions.
4 air conditions.
For the council's hall, yes.
For the councils?
Hall, the chambers.
The chambers?
Yes.
Why did you not subject this to the DPPA regulations?
This very procurement, I informed the procurement officer that we need ACs for the whole, but I am not around. You make sure that the due process is followed in the procurement of these ACs.
You also have your comments as CEO or the management. You said the CEO will ensure GPA regulations are applied to all times during any procurement process carried out by council.
Yes,
so you had admitted that all this procurement, that they were wrong,
yes.
the process was not followed,
yes.
and the amount of money you have spent on the purchase of these items or goods was not or services was not supposed to be spent on in the manner in which it was.
Correct. Yes.
Page 71.
Yes.
The absence of delivery notes. Do you know what delivery notes are?
Yes, when you procure goods, they are accompanied by delivery notes, and on arrival it has to be signed.
On what?
On arrival of the goods, they have to be signed.
So you will have to have an inspections and examination committee as well.
Yes.
When you buy certain goods or there was service being rendered, it has to be inspected, it has to be examined.
Yes.
And then the person delivering these goods, there has to be delivery note as well.
So
it says where goods are to be procured unless otherwise stipulated in the procurement contract, payment for the delivery of goods shall be made on submission of invoices together with any shipping or other required documents in the prescribed GPA form as indicated in the contract and in accordance with the instructions given in the purchase order, letter of acceptance or bid or procurement contract as the case may be. Now they have observed that you don't follow this process at all.
yes.
Goods will be procured, delivered in some instance, but some instance there will not be any evidence of delivery notes.
Yes.
In fact,
so
in almost all instances.
it's correct.
Why would you do that? Would that not be a risk?
There is.
If you are not, so how would you know whether, for example, you have purchased motorcycles? How would you know that the council received these motorcycles?
Well, without the delivery notes, it will be difficult. Only that we see it physically.
You will see it physically.
Yes.
Will you know whether it is in good shape, whether it is fit for the purpose?
Yes.
How will you know? There is no examination team. There is no examination committee. How will you know that it is good for the purpose? The good that goods bought are fit for the purpose.
We only depend on the mechanics' advice.
Mechanics advice.
Yes.
Are these documented?
No.
On 722, purchase
Yes.
orders not signed by the suppliers. That's a requirement.
It's a requirement.
Is that finding true?
This finding is true, yes.
Do you have a website in Basel Council?
Yeah, we once have it, but it was not functional.
There were people who were receiving salaries without while being on leave on page 76.
While on?
Leave.
Okay.
Do you know about that?
Unless you remind me, leave of absence or
There will be staff on leave and they will still be paid salaries. Are you aware of this?
Yeah, when they are on leave, their annual leave, they are paid salaries. So unless I know.
It says during the auditing process, we know that nominated member of the council, Honorable Nafa Jabi, seek for a leave of absence from the council to participate in the previous National Assembly election in which it was approved by Honorable Chairman. That's you.
Yes.
And the letter written by the CEO. The honorable salary was flowing into his account for 3 months after it was approved, and he continued to spend the salary instead of informing council the first month it happened, so a corrective measure can be taken by the management.
Yes, after the system audit.
So you were paying 3 months salary whilst the individual had taken leave of absence from council.
Immediately when he lose election, he came back.
No, but why were you paying?
You should have
3 months leave.
You should have been stopped.
No, but why were you paying? You know it.
Yeah, the letter was milited to the finance department.
No, you know it should have been stopped.
Yeah, this is why when the chairman mandated me to write and give him a leave of absence, after writing, I gave him the letter to the councillor.
Yes.
And the letter milited to the finance department for the stoppage of his salary.
No, but for the stoppage of his salary?
Yes.
You wrote that?
Yeah, and I millit the letter. This letter.
Where's the letter?
This letter that I wrote to the.
You had admitted that the salary should be stopped.
Yes, to the salary.
Where is the letter?
It should be in the finance department.
No, you should have a copy.
Yes.
This is what will absolve you. If you don't have a copy, then how will we know?
Yeah.
How will we know that you indeed admitted on the letter that the salary should be stopped?
Yeah. There is no evidence, but the finance department, they were.
Let's assume I want to believe you, Mr. Ture.
Yes.
Let's assume I want to trust what you are saying.
Yes.
But I cannot just really trust what you are saying without seeing evidence.
Yeah, you are right. So
will you be able to produce that letter?
The one I milited to finance department.
Yes.
Hence they said they have not seen it. It will be very difficult for me to produce it. I should have kept a copy, like we have said. I agree with you.
So, anyways.
Because when the issue came, I confronted them. They said they have not seen the letter.
Sorry.
That is why the councillor concerned have paid the money. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you said you wrote the letter to the councillor.
To the councillor?
Yes.
Yes, giving him the leave letter.
Yes.
Yes.
And suspending the salary.
Yeah, and so for suspension of the salary, I just related to the finance director.
Yes.
Please stop the salary of the state councillor for the period of his leave of absence from office. That's why I milited on the top of the letter. And when the system audit came, when they realized it, I also wrote back to the councillor concerned for him to pay back the money.
Elected councillors paid salary?
No, allowance. Allowance.
They are only paid.
They are paid allowances, yes.
So it is not salary. So
No, it's not salary, it's allowances.
Oh.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now, 77. See, you should know better, Mr. Ture.
Yes.
You really should know better, and if you don't have this documentation, you don't have files that you will keep. You run the office in a very informal way. You are educated. You are highly educated. You have high qualification. If you don't have documents to prove what you are asserting, you cannot convince anyone.
Yeah, because
it will be difficult to convince anyone.
Yes, I only keep the personal files in my office, and the rest personal files, staff personal files.
But if you write a letter to anyone, you have to have a copy.
Yes.
So now the staff personal file. There were so many interesting findings in the staff personal file. It says that some personal files don't contain vital information like application letters, some issues in the staff personal file that need to be addressed by the management of the council. So there is an attachment to it. Let's see the attachment in relation to the file of council. May I please request a copy of the audit report, the one I have? Now, you know Fatou Balde?
Fatou Balde, yes.
So you will have to. How do you keep the files of your staff?
I have
employees. Each of the employees will have a file.
Each of the staff has a personal file.
What will be contained in these files?
Their appointment letters, their date of birth,
all their relevant personal details.
All their credentials, yes.
Is that what really obtains in Bas Area Council?
Yeah, for some people, because frankly, when I took over, this personal filing system was not there. It has one big folder where you have the appointment letters of these staffs. So I created the personal files and even invited the records office from the ministry to come and at least help my secretaries to do some filing. So from there, we started following the individuals to make sure that all their documents are provided and we keep them in their personal files.
Fatou Balde, there was no job application on her personal file.
Yes, yes, it's true. Because most of these people, when I took over, I could not find any application, job application in their files.
The same applies to Omar Drame. Who's Omar Drame?
Omar Drame is the Media and Public Relations Officer.
The same applies to Tai Janko?
Tai Janko is a cleaner.
Lamotlai Jalo?
Is a cleaner.
Kumba Jalo and Sajo Fufana?
They are all cleaners.
And Rohit Tarawale as well?
They are all cleaners, yes.
Lama Jalo?
Is a cleaner.
Lamin Suso?
Lamin Suso is a director of finance.
Junoba?
Junoba is a cleaner at the Lumo.
So he had retirement age?
Yes.
So what was done?
He was sent a retirement letter.
Was he?
Yes.
When? After the system audit?
After the system audit, yes.
Where was he sent on retirement after the system audit and not before?
He should have gone before that.
Ibrahim Singate?
Is a Lumo collector.
No job application?
No job application.
The same with Sahomba, Sekumbalo and Gabu Seka?
Yes, because these people, you ask them, they will tell you that we were brought to the area council and were...
How were they employed? Where were they even employed? So, because if you don't have a job application, do they even have an appointment letter?
They have an appointment letter, yes.
But no job application?
No job application. They will say that...
who would appoint them?
The CEOs at that time.
Without job applications?
Without no job applications. Because they are brought to them for them to be appointed. A good number of them. When you ask them, they will say, we are brought here and the CEOs, the previous CEOs, they can attest that they are listening to me. They are brought and they were asked to.
So they will just bring people and just give them appointment letters as revenue collectors, and then they will now start going to collect revenue just like that.
Yes.
You have one Gabu Seka as well?
Yeah, he's a messenger, yes.
The same with Hawa Jalo, Musa Banura, yes. Mohammed Jaune.
Mohammed Jaune is the procurement officer.
You have Malafi Baji.
Malafi Baji is the finance manager.
Lamin Kiru.
No, Lamin Kiru is
These
the
guys rose to assume big responsibilities, huh?
Yes.
And there were no job applications.
Yes. You ask them, they could not produce it.
Suleiman Ba.
Yes.
He has no file.
Suleiman Ba has his, he has a file.
He has no file.
Okay.
The file is missing.
I could remember, yes, you are right. He doesn't have a file, but we have his documents somewhere because he said he got his appointment at Masa Congo, the appointment letter. So we are following this appointment letter, but we could not get it from
him. Why will he get his appointment at Masa Congo and come to work for Bas Area Council?
Well, I found him there.
But because all these revenue collectors are being employed by the CEOs at the time.
At the time, yes.
Did you employ any revenue collector when you came?
Yes, Lamin Mane.
Lamin Mane,
yes.
So Suleiman Bas, he has no file. Soresila, no job application. The same with Kaba Sane, Soma Jalo, Abdul Karim Keru. Demba Sow is of retirement age. What is Demba Sow?
Demba Sow is a cleaner.
Cleaner?
Yes.
How old?
He's old.
How old?
And most of these people, by the time they were contracted with this, they already reached their
retirement age.
Retirement age. I could remember I had that issue when I took over. A good number of them should have gone for retirement.
So when you came in, why did you not make sure that?
Yes, all those people who were due for retirement at that time were all sent on retirement.
After the system audit, not
Yeah,
before.
after the system audit,
Yes.
I should have sent these people also. Yes.
Suleiman Njai, no job application. Fatou Njilan, no job application. Fatou Sane, fake date of birth.
Yes, because they have been following her to produce.
They have been?
The auditors, when they realize
Yes.
in her file, they follow her to produce a birth certificate, but he could not.
Where is she?
As he's there,
She's still working there
he's still working there.
with a
He's,
fake date of birth, fake details.
he's there, he's still there.
Aja,
And these are all long-term serving revenue collectors.
these are what?
They are all long-term serving revenue collectors.
Long-term serving revenue collectors with fake documents. Aja Tati Sane,
Yes.
no file.
Market collectors.
Haja Mbalo,
Yes.
Fatou Kanyi, Aissatou Keita. You have Alassane Sane, Awad Jata,
Yes.
and Aminata Jabi, all no job application.
No job application.
So, the funding Tunkar as well should retire
Funding is retired and is on contract.
on contract.
Yes.
Bakari Fati,
Bakari?
Fati no record.
Bakari Fati came, suddenly he picked the job and later decided to leave the job.
So all these people, about 96 employees, all of whom you will not find any job application or ID card, or there'll be fake documentation provided for the purpose of employment,
I agree with
or
you.
they'll be in their retirement age.
I agree with
Close to
you.
100 people.
Yes.
Why did you allow that?
Yeah, we follow,
You found that in Basegas, most of it.
I followed them to produce this job application. The only
You
thing
were there
they
since 2019.
yeah, but what they are going to bring is they're only going to backdate it because they don't have it.
But you were there since 2019.
Yeah, but they don't have it.
My point is you were there since 2019.
Yes, I quite agree with you.
And you didn't do anything about it. That's a hard fact.
Yes,
You don't have explanation for it. You didn't do anything about it since 2019.
yes,
2 years after you have the system audit, 2 years after.
yes.
You knew these problems in 2019. You knew there were, in fact, ghost names. How many revenue collectors do you have altogether?
Revenue collectors.
Or let's say employees.
Employees will go to 215.
215.
15. Yes,
And half of that number or more than half, they don't have proper documentation.
yes.
And they are still paid salaries.
This was even detected by the councillors and people. They were interviewed, and what they told them was that some of them were green boys, green girls. They pack us and bring us to the council, and we are appointed.
Some of them were green boys, green girls.
Yes,
And the others?
they were brought there, and they were appointed. No job application.
No job application.
Yes,
So, Mr. Ture, you were telling us that when you found the system
yes,
and when you took over,
yes,
there is a new system after 2016.
yes,
So you continue to condone that and to amplify it. Because when you said it is the green boys and the green girls, so you amplified it after 2016 election. So instead of you sanitizing the system to make sure that the staffs that are taken are people that will do the job apolitically without exhibiting very blatant political allegiance.
yes.
Why didn't you sanitize the system?
Yeah, because they are already appointed, and to
But you
dismiss them.
You have the rules and the regulations guiding you to take necessary actions. More particularly when you realize that the process of recruiting them was either not correct or they did not present proper documentations for them to have been recruited.
Yes.
So should there be an excuse for you not to have taken action?
No, there should be no excuse. I should have taken actions.
And why didn't you take action?
Because I was only relying on the fact that they are appointed, and to dismiss them, it has to take a long process.
You know, Mr. Ture, that cannot be correct.
Okay.
2019, there were audit findings.
Yes.
And 2020, 2021, and 2, there were also audit findings. And then also the system audit. So for all of these findings, issues were raised. So you could have taken action, one way or the other.
Yes, no.
All right.
We will apply to, unless there are questions for the witness.
Yes.
You will apply to be on a break.
Yes, I have questions. Mr. Ture, there are reports.
Yes.
That highlighted so many of these issues that we are discussing.
Yes.
Which were brought to your attention.
Yes.
Like, let me start with referring you to some of these reports. We will not go into the details of this report because I know you know exactly what is contained therein. There is the situational report of Basse Area Council that was done on the 25th of February 2018, highlighting so many of these issues.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you did not take steps to redress these issues, right? For all of them.
Yeah, some of the issues that were raised in the seasonal report, I think we have done some of them, not all of them.
Mr. Ture, you did not do any of this.
Okay.
That was contained in 2018 because the same issues were raised again in 2019. And this is observations made at the various project sites. The report was dated 18th of September 2019, highlighting everything that was said and even more in 2019.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And in 2021, there was assessment of water situations in so many villages that are listed.
Yes.
On this report. The report was compiled in February 2021. Right?
Yes.
And then on the 13th of May 2022, specific communities were highlighted, 7 of them.
Yes.
Mampatele,
Yes.
Badara Sise Kunda, Baniko Afia,
Yes.
Mansajang Kunda,
Yes.
Boro,
Yes.
Base Angal Futa,
Yes.
Angal Fula, Sutukoba, 7 of these villages.
Yes.
And they lamented so seriously and they attached photographs. And let me read, because these are from your files, which we have admitted in evidence. They said the problems and the statements and the observations. It is stated that no milling machine in all these communities that I have listed.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And they said in the report, families claimed sometimes go to bed without eating. If any day they could not get their food stuff processed, that is, they cannot access a machine to process their meals. And they further went on to state that some communities, since inception, they never got a milling machine. Women and children trekking, riding bicycle 10 kilometers to get their food stuff processed. In some cases, their foodstuffs will spend 3 to 4 days unprocessed. Mr. Ture, I cannot imagine how you're busy taking money here and there, professing that the council doesn't have funds. And you are very cognizant of the fact that 60% of all the revenue that you are collecting is supposed to go into development. And this was done on the 13th of May 2022, just last year. Families in this country, they go hungry. They have to trek 10 kilometers for just one milling machine for you guys to provide. Because the reason why this report listed these communities, because these communities are within the same geographical area, just to show that they have to go out of these 7 communities to go and get their meals processed. And even whereas they go 10 kilometers, sometimes 3 to 4 days, their meals are not processed. How did you live up to this kind of situation? And these are not issues just reported in 2022. Consistently from 2018, you went there in 2019,
yes,
and you saw the situation.
Yes.
And a further report indicated that even the projects you executed, like the monitoring and evaluation report, which was done in 2020, the communities in Baniko, Welingara, Farato, to name a few, are still complaining of shortage of drinking water. And these are from a list of communities that have been consistently complaining that they do not have drinking water. Then how do you explain the execution of those roads, and you now claim to the people that you have executed projects when people are going without drinking water, without a milling machine? How do you reconcile that?
Yes, the situation.
With all honesty.
With all honesty, it's a pathetic situation, and I quite agree. Food and water should be the first priority, because you cannot feel.
And you do agree,
yes,
that if you had done your job,
yes,
Basse Area Council can make up to 100 million for their budget from revenue collection.
So we have the revenue base there.
You understand?
Yes.
And now you tell me, how much is to dig one borehole realistically, given market value, as we speak today?
Depending on the water level, it can go to 250,000, 300,000. And
you are overestimating it.
Maybe there may be somebody who has once experienced it.
Because water resources made some estimation.
Yes.
And you have the report. So let's say, to be even conservative, 250. Yeah. Compare to your recurrent expenditure. And what is baffling is that you have done a PBB, that is program-based budget, yes, for 2023-2025. Are you the one that prepared that?
That was a pilot, yes.
Huh?
Yes.
You prepared that?
Yes.
We will come to that. So, being conservative on the boreholes, the money you expended in these bridges and in all this, couldn't you have provided by way of priority, drinking water first?
Yes.
And the reports indicate that communities use logs to put on certain bridges to allow them to get to other settlements. And this has been there beyond 2018 or 2019.
I quite agree with you. In URR, water and access is a problem. So this is why when I took over, I tried to address the water.
You did not address. You did not address.
There was the 7 boreholes that
Let me tell you, because this report I highlighted, they said, the report stated that 99% of world development activities did not retire monies or did not execute, even whereas there was full disbursement of the money. And you did not take your responsibility to make sure that they execute these projects.
Yes, this particular report for the ward projects was taken to the General Council, and there was no action taken. Yes.
But what? Are they not under the council?
They are under the council, yes.
Yes.
Yes. They conduct an assessment.
So why didn't you take up the responsibility to make sure that the money you have signed off for, that you follow it up to see? Let me give you another example.
Okay.
What happened to the daycare? The daycare that was supposed to have been, the roofing of the daycare center. You were supposed to have renovated a daycare center in one of your reports, and the money was diverted. Is that not correct?
Maybe if you can recall if I can help me to.
You cannot recall? It's in your files. I can give you the file to check.
Okay. I know that
you disburse funds for a daycare center to be repaired because it's in the pictures here.
Yes.
It's so dilapidated, and the report indicated that the renovation was not done, and the finances were diverted to something else.
Yeah.
These are your reports you presented to us.
Yes.
So how can you explain that?
I know development subcommittee, they have gone around to do some assessment.
No, but
and this is,
did you take action to get back the money or to do the job? Or to make sure that another contractor is given the job to execute it after recovering the funds?
No.
Can't. Yes.
Mr. Ture,
Yes.
did you say you were always referred to as Kubugul Dara?
As?
Did you say you were referred to as Kubugul Dara?
Yes.
Why was that?
Yeah, because when he came to me and explained certain things to me, I will tell him we have our priorities and we have to do those things instead of using the money for the purpose it's not meant for.
And that was the reason why you are referred to as Bugul Dara.
Yes.
But despite that,
Yes.
your integrity
Yes.
was compromised
Okay.
by allowing your subordinates
Yes.
to do whatever they want to do. And at
Yes.
certain times, even disregard your directives.
Yes.
Can you tell us why?
Well, I think I should not have compromised my integrity. I should, hence I say that I don't want to engage in any fraudulent activity. I should have maintained and make sure that all transactions and any other activity follow the due process. But that was not done.
But why were your directives sometimes not respected?
Well, I will pass the directives and they will not be followed. Because I should have, from there, I should have written to the ministry or to the relevant authorities for actions.
Which you failed to do.
Which I failed to do, yes.
Thank you.
Now, what business did you give to JBL Solar? JBL, yes. Solar. Which of the contracts did you award to JBL Solar?
JPL Solar.
Yes.
I couldn't recall that.
Please find out and let us know.
Okay.
And GAM Consult. What contracts did you give to GAM Consult?
GAM Consult.
Yes.
There's these companies that approach us, and even JBL that approach us, they have...
I'm not getting what you're saying.
I said these are companies that approach us, that they have these equipment that they can do business with the council. You say JBL?
JBL Solar.
Solar, okay.
Company.
Solar company, yes. Yes. Come on, these are companies that approach us, that they have solar, maybe for water or for street lights. But I could not remember entering into any contract with these companies.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, the assessment needs of the 40 villages.
Yes.
That was done.
Yes.
What did you do with respect to that report when it was handed to you?
Is it about solar lighting or?
No. The assessment. We've gone past that one. I have asked you to check and get back to us on that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So now I'm asking you. There was an assessment done for 40 villages.
In respect of?
Which had some critical needs.
In respect of?
It's an assessment. It's an assessment done. This was an assessment done on the 28th of February, 2021.
Yes.
Yes. Of 40 villages, prioritizing their immediate needs. What did you do when you received the report?
No, I have not seen the report. We have not done anything about that yet.
The report you submitted to us, you did not see that?
No, if it is about the development subcommittee report, that one I have seen it. But for water resources report.
No, it's not water resources report. I said there is an assessment done on the needs of 40 villages. This was done on the 28th of February 2021, which they repeatedly requested for clean drinking water and simple milling machines, amongst others.
No, we have not done anything about it.
Yes.
We should have prioritized it. It should have been the priority.
Okay.
But, all right, okay.
Yes, what do you want to say? You can say what you want to say.
No, because these access bridges where we have constructed these asset bridges, there was a great need for those people also to have those ones.
They have consistently complained about the said so-called access bridge you constructed, because there was so much sand and there is no culvert to carry the flood waters.
Yes.
And there were so many issues which they have consistently complained about, which you did not remedy. Is that not correct?
About the new bridges?
No. They were
No, because before we put the bridges, there was a need. Like for example, the people of Sonkunda, when it rains, they cannot reach their village and the beyond. The people of Bajakunda, the bridge is between the community and the highway and the school and the hospital.
Now listen, Mr. Ture.
Yes.
Did they make any further requests as to some of the challenges they are facing?
They don't make any. I could not remember.
Please
any.
look at your reports that were sent to you.
Okay.
When the development committee went to do assessment.
Yes.
And let us know. Yes. Council, can you proceed?
Yes, just one last question. How were these management responses made when the auditor prepared the draft and sent to your office? Who were the people taking part in the management response?
Yes, when they sent in the management, they sent in the audit report for us to give them the management response.
Yes.
Yes, because of it being a special report, I took it to the chambers, and all those people whose name were mentioned or their words are mentioned, I invited them. Not at the same time, but anytime we reach their area, like Daba Kurubal, I will invite him. But the people who were present is myself, Finance Director, Yaya Sisi, Chairman, and the procurement.
Just taking one step at a time. So the people who were present were?
Myself,
yes,
the Chairman,
Chairman,
Director of Finance,
Director of Finance,
Yaya Sise,
Yaya Sise,
Mohammed Jaune,
Mohammed Jaune,
yes, procurement,
yeah,
yes, and the chairman of internal subcommittee,
Chairman of Internal Subcommittees.
yes, the chairman of the internal subcommittee,
Okay.
and the other people will be called when.
So these
and
were
when
present
necessary.
in the response.
Those people were.
But the
part-
others will be called.
Yeah, the others will be called. Yes,
So just to get the record straight, the finance director was present.
he was present. Yes,
Thank you. Thank you very
he
much.
was present because it was myself who was doing the report,
Yes.
typing.
Yes.
And he told me that to an extent, let me help you. So I give it to him. It seems to be very slow because most of the time when we have to do the correction on the computer. So we are not going any headway. So
Yes,
I decided to tell him to give me back the computer. Then I continue with the comments.
Will you be surprised to hear him say that he was not present?
No, he was present. Any issue that even he need to address, because he doesn't stay in, he will go in and out. But whenever we want to make any comments about him, we have to make sure that we call him.
Present, yeah.
Yes, he was present throughout.
Yes, thank you. Thank you
He
very
was
much.
present throughout.
Honorable Chairperson, that will be all for the witness for now. We will apply that we go on break to discuss some other issues. The witnesses, yes.
Yes, let me just ask you two questions.
Yes.
Did you travel to Malta?
Malta, no, I did not.
Yes. Were you aware that the CEO you replaced
Yes.
traveled to Malta and was, even though the council refused to grant him clearance to travel,
Yes.
he collected the funds and never refunded the funds. Are you aware of that?
I'm not. I only knew that he traveled to Malta, but the issues surrounding his travel that was not meant to known to me because
There is no file.
there was no file and it was not part of the handing over.
Okay.
Yes,
Did you travel to Malaysia?
I did not. I never traveled to Malaysia.
Are you aware that he took 200,000 and he traveled without authority, and he never returned the 200,000 to council?
Like I said, these issues were never brought to me, and I did not find them in the audit report.
Were you given a handing over?
Yeah, the handing over that he gave me a handing
In the
over.
handing over, these issues were not highlighted.
No, they were not.
Didn't you look at the files to see that there were documentations in the file that would allow you know what has transpired?
No, there were no documentation. Even this 2018 assessment, I only came to know about it when a gentleman came to my office in 2022 and said we heard about a lot of issues happening in the council, and when we were here as interim officers, we have made recommendation that these recommendations should be followed. That was the first time I set my eye on that assessment, 2018 assessment report.
So did you try to find out, did you read through the report to try and find out some of the things highlighted, whether they were still relevant to what you were supposed to do?
Yes.
And you did not take steps?
I did not take steps because it came at a time when things were not favorable with us at that time.
Thank you.
Can I add?
Yes.
Mr. Ture,
Yes, ma'am.
who is the chairman of the Education Committee?
I think it's Honorable Umar Gari.
Honorable?
Umar Gari.
Does he have any background in education?
He's a teacher by profession.
He's a teacher.
Yes, by profession, yes.
Okay, what support have you ever given to teachers in hard-to-reach areas in Basay?
No, we have not given them any support.
You have never given them anything?
Anything, yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Any questions?
Thank you. It's just a point of correction. I think we should stop calling councillors honorables. They are not.
Okay, thank you very much.
I've even seen, even nominated councillors are called honorable councillors. No, a councillor is a councillor. An honorable member is the one who goes to parliament or a minister.
Okay.
It's just like calling an honorable member your excellency. Because it confuses the kids. We are living within a society whereby the kids look upon, you go to election for local government and then they are taught in their lessons that these are councillors, and bigger people than them start calling them honorable. They get confused. So we should stop addressing councillors as honorable. This has to stop. And it is just these things have just started coming up in the last 2 years. This has to cease. We cannot confuse these kids because at the level of their books and administrative, what is correct is councillor. And when we talk or address them, we call it honorable. No, an honorable is an honorable, a councillor is a councillor. So let's rectify that. Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much, Honorable, Commissioner. I think this is very important, and I think there is a need for sensitization on that, because all over the local government councils, when you go, these people are referred. It's a wrong name given to them. And there is a need for sensitization. I quite agree with you. Yes.
Now, Mr. Ture,
Yes, ma'am.
the car park fees, how do government pay the car park fees to you?
Yes, car park fees, they are collected by GRA.
Yes.
And are sent to Ministry of Finance and onward to our aligned ministry.
How do they pay it? Do they pay it yearly or quarterly? How do they pay it?
They pay it quarterly.
Quarterly.
Yes.
So when we go to your finances, we will see quarterly remittance from finance.
Yeah, before they used to pay every 6 months. So now they started paying quarterly now.
Quarterly.
Yes, this year is.
Yes. So when we go to your finances, we will see.
You will see car park fees there.
When did they start collecting these fees on your behalf?
No, when I took over, I found that they have already started collecting. Yes. And for that of Basel Area Council is always paid to Trust Bank.
Okay.
Yes.
For the car park, it goes to Trust Bank.
It all goes to Trust Bank. Yes.
All goes to Trust Bank.
All goes to Trust Bank.
Okay.
Yes.
So when we look at the Trust Bank account,
you'll see it there. And I think
remittances.
Remittances, yes.
All right. Thank
yes.
you. Thank you. We may rise.